What's up, everyone? It's been about a year since Justin and I started doing this podcast together, and we're really excited to launch our Patreon page where we'll be doing more interviews, more album deep dives, some other fun things. Here's a little clip from our Merriweather deep dive episode, which you can hear in its entirety right now up on patreon.com/bonefishpod. For this first one, we go track by track through the album. We talk about early live versions of the songs, the different samples they use in the tracks, and, just geek out. So if you want more Bonefish in your life, that is the place to find it. But also, today on the regular feed, we have another new episode, an interview with the writer Larry Fitzmaurice, also about Merriweather Post Pavilion. It should be right below this one on the Bonefish feed. So be sure to check that out. And then, for the full Merriweather deep dive episode, you can find that on Patreon. Thanks a lot and enjoy.
Bonefish.
So this came out, January 6th? 6 days into 2009. This record was deemed the best album of the year. Now, you could say, well, it was only 6 days into the year. Nothing else was coming out. But this was already being declared as nothing will top this year.
Everyone else pack up shop.
And we were a week into the year. So that's just a little context for the insane amount of hype that delivered for this album.
Yeah, that's something that we talk a lot about, the hype with the interview we did with Larry, but I guess it sort of implied how this was, maybe the most hyped record of the time, but also just, delivered and then some on every expectation that was placed upon it, which was a lot. Released January 6th. Also, it was supposed to be released at the end of that month, but they pushed it forward because of the leak. I also didn't realize that. I know there was something with Brian's phone or whatever. Someone also hacked his email and emailed a bunch of his close friends in order to get it to leak. Acted as Brian and was hey guys, a couple of songs have leaked. We really don't like single songs being out there. So just do me a favor, just leak the whole record so that people can at least listen to it in its entirety. I didn't realize that was the extent of the deception. It's
oh, is that what it was? I thought the band actually wanted the whole thing to leak, but they didn't. That was just
that's
an op. That was an op.
Yeah, that's what was reported. But he was later I never did that. I did not want this album to leak.
Wow.
Just so fucked up if you think about it. Okay, I'm a massive Animal Collective fan. I'm gonna deceive their close friends into getting this early and free. Man, some people.
Yeah.
Some people.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And one way of looking at the sort of creative origin of Merriweather is take an indie rock freak folk band and take away their guitarist and give them 2 weeks to write new songs without him. This quote here from Dave Portner via Quietus. He says, with Fields and Strawberry Jam, we got stuck with the electric guitar thing because Josh is primarily a guitar player, a really good guitar player. So we saw losing him as an opportunity to make music without the electric guitar. Another quote from Brian. He says, with this one, we were all really nervous when we started to write it. Josh wasn't going to go on tour, so we were we have 2 weeks to write enough songs to play a set without Josh. It was really nerve-wracking. It came together really quickly. From those first few practices, it was we're onto something I didn't see coming. It came out of nowhere, and it's great. And it's weird. I know they wrote these songs, toured them a bunch, recorded them and mixed them over a long period of time. So they definitely had a period of gestation and evolving and changing too, especially when you hear early live cuts. Some of the songs changed a lot. Some of them didn't really. But yeah, it's crazy thinking that all the seeds were written in a 2-week sprint, literally in between tours. Just okay, we're finishing one. Josh isn't doing the next one. What do we have? But yeah, they were tour tight and at their just sort of creative zenith, firing on all cylinders, it seems.